Hey, Kristen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Kristen? Can you hear me? Kristen, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Kristen, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Kristen, can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. You can. Is that Amber?
That's Helen.
Oh,
I
Helen.
think Amber's shaking her.
Yeah. Chris, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm having trouble with my mic for some reason, so I don't know what's going on. Wait a few minutes here, see if we have any more. You got school year going okay so far?
Yep.
Crazy time, isn't it? This time of the year. How's everybody doing with COVID?
Yep.
Slow down any cases? Anybody still dealing with it in your school? No? We had another round. I had 50 high school kids I had to quarantine last week, so.
I think somebody's having trouble hearing you. They put something in the chat. Chris said, I can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me now with my earbuds in?
Yep.
Yes, Helen? Okay.
Yep.
Chris, can you hear us? I don't think she can. I wonder if she's connected to audio.
Anita, can you hear me all right?
I can.
Okay, I'm not hearing you.
Oh no.
Try it now.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay, so I think it's my computer
Uh-oh.
with my earbuds. I noticed it the other day in a Zoom meeting and didn't think much about it. So evidently my,
Can everybody else hear me too?
yeah, I can. Chris, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I think it looks like she might be logging in with her iPad.
Okay. Still no audio on your end, Chris?
She is.
Okay. We'll wait here a second and see if she gets.
Hi, Dr. Posey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm driving, so
Okay.
for
Chris,
a little bit,
can you
it's got to kind of.
Yes, I can.
okay. I
I'm
thought,
gonna turn off one of my devices. It's really weird. I see you twice and I still can't hear you.
Yeah, and I was having some trouble on mine, so I'll leave my phone on with the speaker
Okay,
and we'll get started.
okay, great, thank you.
That way you don't miss out on anything. We'll do it like this. Plus
Okay,
I'm recording too, so I'll post it in case you need to go back as well, okay?
Okay, great, thank you.
Maggie, are you doing all right?
Yes, I am. I'm driving, so I'm going
Yeah.
to be trying to watch the road, but I'm listening in
Oh.
and I can jump in if I need to.
Okay, and I've got this recording, so when we get done, I'll go in and post it, and that way you can watch it off Blackboard. It'll be linked to a YouTube. So,
Great, sounds great. Thank you.
okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start. It looks like we have a few here. Some had activities. I know this is a crazy time of the year, so I hope everyone is doing well, staying healthy. Hopefully, most of you are past COVID. I was just sharing a while ago, it kind of snuck back up on us in our high school last week, and I had to go in and quarantine 50 students. So we kind of thought we were past it, but so it's still lurking out there. I realize this is a busy time of the year, so you guys are making it close to the end. So we're getting ready to go into another step. I wanted to do a touch base with you this evening, answer any questions and explain some things or offer any clarifications I could for you. So this week coming up due, you're going to have the tier 2 and 3 lesson plan coming up due. I've had some that's already submitted some questions. I try to get back to them on that. So basically, one of the main questions, just to kind of clarify for you guys, is basically you're just doing one lesson plan. You're going to kind of combine your 2 case study students and just submit one lesson plan. That's all you're doing. You don't have to go in and create 2 separate ones. That's been a kind of a common question. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. As we start this evening, does anyone have any questions regarding that? On that, so go ahead.
So we write a lesson plan using the template,
Yes.
but then we do a scholarly paper.
Okay.
Need our lesson plan.
Yes,
Correct?
that's correct. So a little bit of confusion the last time as well regarding this, and a few of you I sent you an emails like, hey, I noticed I didn't see the narrative piece on there before I graded and everything, to give you that opportunity to clarify that. So you will use the lesson plan template. It's in there. You'll simply go in there and put your information, and then basically you're writing a narrative, scholarly writing or explanation. A lot of it's kind of geared toward the intervention that you used. Most of those average about one page to a page and a half. Just kind of going in and giving a brief narrative of how you implemented that intervention within that lesson plan. You can attach it all as one. You can just put it, add it in down at the bottom of your lesson plan and just submit it as one document, or you can do it separately. I've had students do it both ways, and that's perfectly acceptable. Each, whatever you prefer on that. Okay.
Okay, so I was going to do one lesson plan because it explicitly says in there that we have to turn in 2.
Now, what you're turning in, you're doing one lesson plan, but you'll turn in the scholarly article that goes with it. You just need to do one lesson plan, okay?
Right, and then, so I have a question, like, so I'm doing math, and it says that we need to use evidence-based intervention, but, so, do I need to use what the school is using, or we we have to write it out, or, my plan was to use the 3rd graders, and we're gonna do probably adding or subtracting using base 10 blocks. It's not like an intervention from one of our resources, but base 10 blocks is a evidence-based strategy. Is that
yeah.
okay?
Yes,
Okay.
if you're already utilizing that, there's no need on this to go in and overthink it and then create a lot of extra work on yourself. Yeah.
Because I've been using so what I've been doing is using their iReady diagnostics that shows all their gaps. And then usually iReady has lesson plans that you can print out, but then usually you have to add a little bit. So that's what I kind of planned on doing, was using that. And then just, of course, using manipulatives and price and pictorial representations as well. So
Yes,
that,
and if you're using some of those, you can go ahead and include those in this. You don't have to go out and recreate the wheel on it and add a bunch of extra work to yourself. A lot of these you may already be doing in the class currently within your district, and go ahead and incorporate those and use them. There's no need to go and create a lot of extra stress and a lot of extra work on yourself for this to complete this.
so I get a little perfectionistic here, and like I've got all
No,
this stuff.
you literally, and I told other students this before, you can literally, when you look at this, you can overthink it and make it way more difficult than it actually is.
But you do want us to use the template that's in there.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am. One lesson plan, and on the scholarly writing, you can drop down below and write it there, submit as one document, or you can keep it separate, whichever you prefer. Either one. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
No need to add all kinds of stress right here at the end. No. Okay, is there any other questions on that I can help you with or clarify? No? Everybody's good with it? Okay. So after you submit this, then you're going to jump into where you start creating the video. That comes next. We're going to talk just a little bit briefly about that. I got into that in our last Zoom meeting a few weeks ago. Some of you have had me for 805, which is the assessment course. I don't know if Amber's shaking her head, so she knows what I'm talking about here. So we had to do a video in that. We basically did a mock IEP video. And literally, I mentioned this before, you can do this if you need to at home. If you have to, as if you were presenting that lesson. I've had some say, hey, can I do it in my actual classroom? And that's fine. So I'm very flexible on that. Amber will recall some of them did it in their living room and just acted as if the IEP team was there. They went around the table and literally did the introductions of the team while they were at their kitchen table, and just acted as if the meeting was occurring. So basically we're looking at, like in 805, I was mainly looking at your technique, the flow of the meeting, and confidence, and you had already done all the research in 805, so you knew the material. Here is really no different than what we did in 805, except you're literally teaching a lesson based off of the lesson plans that you've created and the interventions, and so you've designed it, so you know it. This is your work. Okay, so you should be able to zip through it, and it's 10 minutes. That's all it is. You'll see on there that it just calls for a 10-minute video. So if you choose to do it at school while your students are in there, that's fine. Depending on your circumstances with COVID, if you still, have quarantines and some of them are in and out, and you feel more comfortable doing it at home as if it's a mock classroom and you're presenting that, that's fine. That's acceptable, okay? No need to overthink that either and make it more difficult on it. Any questions on the video? If you look at the rubric, I'm going to share my screen and pop it up real quick. So if you'll bear with me, and I'll kind of go over what, Give me just a minute. Can everybody see my screen with the syllabus? Is everybody good? Can you hear me?
Black.
Okay. What about now? Can you see it?
It hasn't come up yet.
Yeah. It just says Matthew Posey has started screen sharing, but it's black.
All right. See, now my screen's frozen. Video. What about yours? Can you see it yet?
Nope.
Ah,
No. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
okay.
Oh,
Hang on, I
gone.
just took it off. For some reason, we have a delay here. Sorry. We'll try it again. Let me scroll down here.
Yep.
Okay, hang on, let me get down here. My computer is really doing some wonky things this evening. I think a lot of the audio problems are probably coming from me. And now it looks like my Word's wanting to shut down. Can you see it on your, here we go, we'll see.
It's there.
Okay, hang on here. The technical
I
problems.
have to
guys are-
smile that it's happening to you too because
It's happened to you? I don't know. I tell you what's going on.
every day in my Zoom.
I guess with all the extra wear and tear on technology during COVID, it's starting to catch up on our equipment, I guess. I don't know. I'll blame it on that. Sounds good. Okay, so I'm looking at the rubric here on breakdown of the points on the lesson plans. Everyone sees the screen now. We're good? Okay. So on the intervention, you'll see when we're going through to score, the intervention chosen is appropriate and evidence-based for tier 2 and 3. The rationale includes your IEP goals and the frequency and duration and progress monitoring. So those are different things that we're looking for there. Then on the lesson plan template, you'll see a breakdown on here based on the points. Addresses knowledge of the learning environment and classroom. You'll see the prerequisite and background knowledge, key vocabulary, and it goes right on down through here, and it'll break out every section in the point value. So as long as you're covering those areas there, you're going to be fine. And everything that's been submitted up to this point, you guys have done a good job on. Really haven't had any concerns with information that you're including on that. I want to get down on the video. So once you do the video, you'll see in the directions where you will actually end up, you'll share it with me and then also the professional learning community. And on the next Zoom session, we'll get into a little bit on that, on developing the professional learning community amongst the class. You'll also include a self-reflection of yourself on what you feel like the strengths were, and then also the next steps that you would need to include for the instructional practice. So that is a component that you will be included with the video. Here I mentioned the presentation. The video needs to be 10 minute, a minimum 10 minute, and making sure that you describe the student, include the student's goals within the lesson that's presented, reflect on what worked well, and then reflect on what your next steps are going to be. So just make sure you look at this rubric when you're going through and getting ready to do your video. And if you cover all the areas, you're gonna be fine. It's the same thing in 805. I had a rubric with all the different steps on there, and if you covered that, Amber knows if you pretty much follow that guideline, you're gonna be fine. You'll hit all those points and score well on it. Any questions on that? No, everybody's clear as mud, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. I did have a couple questions come in by email in regards to the praxis, the quizzes. And it said, hey, I've got it scheduled, but it's not scheduled till June. So the options are, if you have taken it on or before the end of the semester, you can submit that rather than taking the final. So I don't know what some of your schedules are as of right now to take it. If any of you guys are currently scheduled, anybody here already have a schedule or no? Okay. I've had some that's already taken it before. So the final basically is just simply a review of all the praxis questions that you've seen on those practice quizzes. That's all it is, the final. It's going to be basically, you'll have a 3-hour time limit to do it. I think there is, I looked on there, I was thinking there's 50 questions, 50 of them, and it gives you 3 hours to do it. And that final will open up on May the 10th at 7 a.m. in the morning. And then it will close on May the 12th at 6 o'clock p.m. So you can go on there at any time between that window of time and take it, submit it. So pretty cut and dry on it. Anybody have any questions or any clarifications I need to provide for you on the lesson plan coming up? Amber, you guys, you all right on yours? Yeah. Helen?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Chris?
I think I'm good.
Okay. What about the video as you start kind of working your way into that? Because that'll be the next step, just rolling right into that. The videos, anybody having concerns over it and that can offer clarifications or guidance for you?
Are you wanting it at least 10 minutes, or is there like a minimum and 10 minutes is the maximum?
10 minutes. On here it says it's a 10-minute minimum to meet the requirement on it, okay? And
Okay.
should be able to get it, everything covered in doing that minimum of 10. I would say you probably shouldn't exceed over 15 on it. You should be able to get it done easily between 10 and 15. So depending on another thing that we get into sometimes, and Amber might have experienced this herself, I don't know, I can't remember, from 805. Sometimes depending on what software you use to do the video, sometimes when you go to upload that in Blackboard, it will hang up for some reason. I don't know. A lot of it depends on what you're using. Some people will use Zoom and record themselves. Some people just simply do it YouTube. There's been a variety, but certain formats, sometimes when you go to upload that Blackboard, for some reason, it just like hangs up and it never fully uploads. And so sometimes I'll just tell them, hey, for some reason, it won't completely upload and finalize, and just go ahead and email the file to me and I'll review it like that. So,
can we, like, I think when I had to do it for my gifted masters, I think we just put it in our like OneDrive and then sent the link.
you can, yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah, you sure can.
I just did it on my iPad and then uploaded it to OneDrive from my iPad. And it's very easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a variety of ways you can do it, and that's acceptable. So I just kind of want to give you a heads up on that. So, and sometimes too, when you try to do it, upload it into Blackboard, sometimes it's a browser issue. We ran into that. Internet Explorer a lot of times is notorious for doing that. I don't know why. If you use Google Chrome as your browser, most of the time it works without any complications. So just kind of keep that in mind. Some people will do their video and then just upload it into, they have their own little YouTube channel page, and then they'll just share the link with me and do that. So, and that's what I do a lot of times on the Zoom recordings. It's easy to convert it. So, okay.
So then I guess I was one of the students who had to email my video to you for 805. Would I then also email my video to my discussion
Yes.
group?
Yeah. If you're having some difficulties, you feel like getting it uploaded, you can email it to your session group. That's correct, Amber. That may be the easiest way if you're experiencing those problems. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it a try again this time.
Okay, we'll see how it works. And if we see we're having trouble, I'll monitor that, or you can email me and I'll just say, hey, just email it. So I think maybe you were one that had to email it to me, didn't you? Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I was.
A lot of times too, if that happens, when I go to to Blackboard and start filling out the rubric down there in the comments. I'll put graded using video links submitted via email. Make a note down there. So that way, if anybody goes in and audits the instructor's Blackboard account and they don't see anything uploaded in there, they can see that note. So, yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
One quick question, just so is it all right for us to use colleagues in a mock as the mock lesson as well instead of the students?
Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
necessarily pull the students out. I'm in the classroom with them, and so just do that.
Yeah, that'll work. If it comes up, as I mentioned a while ago, even if it comes down to it and you have to do it at home one evening, at your kitchen table. So there's a variety of ways you can do it. If you use your colleagues, just make sure you give them a test at the end. No, I'm joking. Especially if it's math. If it's math. See how well they paid attention. They might go into panic mode. Especially if it's upper level. Any other questions before we get off here? I don't want to keep you long. I know it's late and end of the week.
Oh, question.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So my first question has to do with the verification forms. And it said, I was just wondering, so I'm at like well, four or five schools, I don't know, but I lose count, but I'm working with kids at 3 of those schools. Do I need to have a principal from each of the schools sign the verification forms?
No, just have one of them. Just get with one of them. If you spend a little bit more time at one versus another, you can just have that building principal do it. You don't need to get all 4 up.
Okay, and then at the end, so our very last log is the one that has to be signed as well, correct?
So what I told them the last time, I've had some that already hit their hours. And so when they hit I've had some that's already hit the required hours. So when on that particular log, let's say it was on, I'm just gonna throw this out there, just say it was log 4. They'd already hit their 100. They went ahead and had their admin sign it and submit it. That way I knew for sure they'd already hit it. But I told them moving forward, I said it in the last Zoom, go ahead and continue to submit your log sheets. Don't just stop cold turkey and don't. So that way you're continuing to earn those points. But at least when you do hit that 100-hour mark, go ahead and have them sign it. So when you submit it for the week 5 and 6 or whatever week it is that you hit that 100, I see that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have principal sign the last log, which it's hard for me to get the hours. I'm kind of working double time between my regular gifted position and then additional hours with the high incidence. So I've had to take a few days off. So it's been a little stressful and a little rough.
To get your hours?
Yeah.
Just start counting.
I've got a caseload of 35 gifted, and then I'm doing high incidence too. So.
Okay, and we're at the 15th. So if you need to start counting both categories, if you're going to need to count both of them to get your hours.
Okay.
Because we're already at May the 15th, and so if you're going to be running that close, we'll just start including some hours from the other categorization.
Yeah, I don't know. If I take another day off, I think I'll be pretty close. Like I've kept an average and of what I need to get. I've taken 2 days off, taken personal time to go in and just help in one of the SPED rooms all day. So I've gotten some hours. I should be okay. So
if not, you're running close. If not, you start running close, do that, because right now, this time of the year with testing and all that going on.
Oh, I know. I've lost hours this week because of testing.
So
I was a little.
If you need to include both categories do that, because I don't want you to think you just have to do that one and then you run up short. I want to make sure everybody gets their hours and gets through the class successfully, especially during COVID, all that junk going on.
Can we count?
You can include.
I know, and yeah, I should have clarified better.
Yeah, no, that's all right. There really are. There's a lot of things you can include.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be good. Thank you.
All right. Everybody else feel good about their hours? They're in good shape? Yeah, no problems? Okay. All right. I was kind of looking on here. You got this 18th, and then coming up on the 25th, you'll have another practicum hours log, and then you'll have your post and the discussion boards with your edited lesson plan that you use to guide that video. So don't forget that. Anything else? I'm gonna let you go.
When you say the edited lesson plan, you're talking about the video, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are we supposed to post the lesson, the paper part with it as well, or just the video?
No, you need to post both of them.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Everyone else good?
Hey, Doctor, what about the professional learning communities? Do you set those up? Where do we sign up for those?
No, I will open that up after this. I will do it next week, and I'll post it and send you guys a message. I want to make sure you get these next couple little things done, getting this lesson plan submitted, and then get you started on your video. So I'll send you a message next week while I open that up.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Yep,
all right.
Thank you.
So just kind of watch for announcements, and then I'll send it out through a group email as well. But I'll post an announcement on Blackboard. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. If you have anything come up between now and then, just shoot me an email.
Thank
You guys have a good evening. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.